Hey, what's up everybody? John here, and you are watching Fat Man Fit Man. And today, we're going to be back in the garden for just a little bit. It's been a couple weeks since I've done an update. But the number one thing that I want to show you guys is a pest that we had early in the season, but now we've had a couple just today. My mother-in-law found one earlier today, and we just ran across a second one. It's on the jalapeno plant. It's been eating the plant, and it's been eating the jalapenos. So it must have a pretty strong gut. So what am I talking about? Let me show you real quick. So as you can see, jalapeno has been eaten on. Now, if you know what does that, before I show you, then leave a comment down below what might be eating these. It's that guy right there. It's a hornworm. And these things can really do a lot of damage in a short amount of time. So right there is the whole jalapeno plant. There are leaves missing. There are peppers that are almost completely eaten. And as I said, they will really decimate a plant that they get onto. I looked across the fence at the plant yesterday, and there was no evident damage to any of the leaves or anything. And just in a day's time, day and a half or whatever, they have eaten on most, at least part of most of the peppers, at least one whole pepper, and then quite a few of the leaves. So 2 worms decimate super quickly. So that one's about to die. The other one's in a jar. It'll die too. I'm glad we are toward the end of the season, so they're not going to do a super amount of damage, but something to be looking for. If you've got gardens still, be on the watch for the tomato worms, the hornworms, and also the army worms, because I just found an army worm down inside the leaf of one of our onions. So anyway, yeah, be on the lookout. Also, look at all the poop that they have left behind on the leaves, even down, see the little speckledies down on the pavers. They have been eating for a while and we just haven't noticed. So even though I looked yesterday across the fence and didn't see any damage, they evidently have been eating for more than just the day, because that's a lot. That's a lot of poop to put out for just a short amount of time. Anyway, we're getting rid of them. It's nice and bright in the sunshine. We'll see if the fish like them. Did you guys see that? A fish grabbed it, so it's gone. Well, I think one of our biggest disappointments this summer has been our Roma tomato plants. We're not sure what the deal is. If it's because they were in pots, if it's the soil that's in the pots. or if it's something else, but they just didn't produce. I mean, there's been a lot of tomatoes on them, but they didn't produce like they should have. They didn't, most of the tomatoes didn't get big enough, or they got blossom end rot, or they shriveled up early, or whatever. I don't know if we've eaten any off of them, but so those are probably going to be pulled out pretty soon. Maybe not today, but pretty soon. If you guys had issues growing tomatoes this year, let me know down in the comments, and let me know what the issue was that you dealt with. If it was pest, or if it was bad soil, or whatever it might be. So yeah, I'm curious, so let me know. Well, our second planting of potatoes. There's not a whole lot of activity, it doesn't look like, in this bed, but there are some that are growing. The other bed over here, there's a lot more that have come out of the ground, so hopefully they're going to produce and they'll have another harvest. The second planting of the peas, they are looking a lot better than the ones we planted first in the season, so hopefully they just keep on going and produce something for us. And our green onions down here, it took, just like all the onions, it took a long time for them to really start to grow, but once they did, they look real healthy. This is where, right here, that's where I found the army worm just a few minutes ago, and I got rid of it. But take a look at our beets. Like I've said before, we've never grown beets. I don't think I've ever seen beets growing anyway, but these look pretty cool. And from my understanding, even if we weren't growing the beets for eating the beets, we could pick the greens and eat the greens, and they would be super healthy. Or throw them in if we were juicing, they would be good juicing those or whatnot. So a lot of root vegetables, the root's good for you, and also the greens are good for you on a lot of them. So yeah, we'll see how they do. They just keep growing and they look pretty healthy, so I don't know how long it takes to grow to maturity, but I like the process and they are pretty. So Kelly's over here cutting back the what are these, marigolds, and she found a little friend. Hello, little froggy. Ribbit. And if you have watched any of the previous videos when I was talking about the cantaloupe, well, this is what the cantaloupe's looking like right now, and I think it is because of, at least a lot of it is caused by the powdery mildew that got on the leaves. But there are some cantaloupe that grew but sadly I think that they are not probably going to make it to the point where they're going to be good to eat. We're still going to leave them there. We're going to still see if they do anything, but the weather is cooling down. We've got some cool temperatures coming very soon, so I don't know that they're going to win the race. All right, so here are our green beans and the spaghetti squash plants. You notice out here with the green beans, there are leaves that are changing. I think the green beans are on their way out. There's probably still some that are going to get harvested, but I think they're coming to the end of their run. And then of course there's the spaghetti squash here. And Kelly just noticed there's even a new one. We've had like 5 that have grown pretty much to maturity, and most of those are still in the bed, but there's a nice little pretty young one right there. And just like with a lot of the other stuff that is starting to produce at this time of year, we don't have a whole lot of high hopes that it will completely mature, just because it's just kind of late. So, but anyway, still growing, and just some of these things have just amazed me this summer. The hardship that some of these plants have gone through and still produced, or grew super slow at first and just shot up and are really doing really well. We're going to take a look here at the main onion bed here in just a second, and I'm just super excited because they are really pretty. The balls are not as big as we had hoped, but still they are really pretty. And yeah, so we'll take a look at those here in just a second. But first, I mean, all the trouble we've had with our tomatoes this summer, we still have a whole good group of tomatoes that are on the vines that are trying to ripen and mature. So we still have time. It has not frosted and gotten that cold yet, so hopefully at least some of them will make it and be able to be eaten. Who knows, maybe we will need to just pick all the green ones and have some fried green tomatoes. And of course there's the marigolds that Kelly has been trimming back here in the last little bit. And marigolds still growing. I just really just surprised by the marigolds. Like I have said before, Kelly and I don't know that we ever envisioned these marigolds getting so big. They're bigger than what the package says that they will be. I think they're taller and wider per plant. We just didn't plant them soon enough in the year for them to grow to the point where we knew what they were going to be. But they've had to been thinned out just so it gives enough room for the tomato plants. So anyway, they smell real good. And let me tell you, these strawberries in this strawberry bed are just full. There's some spots where it's kind of bare still, but the runners that have been put off by these plants through the summer have taken off and made plants and more runners and more plants and more runners. And look at these runners right here growing over the side. And if you go down, it's most of the way around that they are growing out. So here before too long, we're going to do what we need to do to make sure they overwinter okay, and that next year that they will just be ready to go whenever the spring comes, and that the strawberries will hopefully make a go of it next year, and that we'll have so many put in the freezer that we can have strawberry shortcake. That'd be awesome. So anyway, looking forward to some strawberries. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the onions in our main onion bed. So like I said, I'm real excited about these, the way that they have grown, finally the way they grew. And yeah, so let's just take a look. I mean, there's some good heavy looking leaves growing up. I guess they're leaves or stalks or whatever they are. Nice and thick. Take a look at these onion balls. They are all starting to be above the soil and starting to put on their heavy thick skin, their outer skin. I'm looking forward to getting some of these harvested eventually and seeing how they taste. I think they're probably going to be pretty good. And those are probably, let's see, those might be in my top 3 of excitement for the garden from this summer. Probably because they didn't start out well. So I'm super excited that they are doing so great. I think my number one top excitement for this summer was our cabbages. They were just amazing to watch. I loved them. The way they came back from the frost early on. And then I think these onions are probably my second most exciting thing. And let me show you my third most exciting thing from this summer's garden. So my third most exciting thing was the replanting of the zucchini squash. Because when they started to grow, boy, did those plants ever grow. And they are super pretty, and we have harvested a couple or three or so, which harvesting one I think was better than we did off of the other plants. So let's go look real close. Well, right through here, it's that little end with the flower. That's a zucchini growing right there. And then down inside, there's another one coming straight out of the center of the plant. And I think there might be a couple more here in the very near future growing, as long as they don't get frosted out or frozen or whatever. But I'm excited because these are huge plants. So anyway, here in just a little bit, I'm going to have to go grab some of the neem oil and mix that up and spray these down, because they still got the powdery mildew. And since we're coming to the end of the season, we're not super worried about it, but it's unsightly, and we don't want to have issues if we don't have to. So I'm gonna spray those down here before we get out of the garden today. So anyhow, guys, I think that's going to be the end of the update for the garden. Yeah, like I said, we're just kind of winding down here at the end of the summer. It is now fall, and hopefully our fall plantings will go ahead and produce and do okay. But a lot of the summer stuff, it's going to be coming out of the garden very soon. We're going to be pulling out plants and whatnot, whatever that might look like in the very near future. But so that, like I said, that's going to be the end of the garden update. But real quick, I just want to give a short Fat Man Fit Man update for my September goal. So as I shared on the first of the month, my goal for September was to not have any soda and not to have any gas station snacks. And one reason, because all of that has been adding up to roughly 800 to 1200 calories at one time per snack. And I was doing that maybe 4 times a week, sometimes 5, and then also having another soda, maybe 2 per day. And my goal also was to exercise at least 3 times a week. Well, I've not done so well on the exercising. I have been maybe getting in at least 1 walk a week, maybe 2. But I still have had no soda. I have not had the high calorie snacks from the gas station like I had been having. And so that's a plus. I've been doing good on those 2. I could improve on the working out. But so I'm excited that this morning, Kelly and I, we actually did a nice little workout watching a video off the internet. And so that was encouraging, just to get some blood flowing and get some activity going. So overall, it's not been a bad month as far as my goal has gone. Like I said, I could do better with the exercising, but overall it's been good. This is now the 20, what's today? 20, I don't know. It's a 20 something, 26th maybe. So I've got a few more days to go, but as of a couple of days ago, I stepped on the scale, and I had, at that point, I had lost 6 pounds for the month of September at that point. And so that brings my total weight loss from July 5th, where I was 370 pounds, down to 351 pounds. So 19 pounds as of a couple days ago that I have lost total since July 5th. So guys, that's super encouraging for me. So just encouragement for you. You can do it. I'm doing it. Stay motivated. And guys, I will be back with another update at the end of the month here, just a few days. And I'll let you know how it's gone for the entire month, where my weight loss is, and how I've done. I don't plan on drinking soda. I don't plan on getting that snack here in the next few days. So I think I'm good. But hopefully I'll get another workout or two in before the end of the month. So anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, share with somebody else if you think they might be encouraged. Not just this video, but my channel and my playlist for Fat Man, Fit Man. I hope to be an encouragement. That's my goal, is to be an encouragement just by sharing my struggles and my successes. Yeah, if you have any ideas on what kind of videos I should make, let me know. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let you go. I'm John, Fat Man, Fit Man. This was the garden. This was my health update. I'll see you next time. Oh, also, I always forget, drink your water. Water, water, water. It's super important.